All right, we are in the building. Let's check this mic. All right, so we good. All right, so what are we gonna be talking about today? It's very simple. Oh yeah, I'm forgot I gotta do this. I'm a YouTuber. Shout out to everybody coming through. Hit the like button. Sub to the channel if you're not. Majority of the time, everybody come to my channel, they already sub. Most of the people have a wrench. I've known these people, I've been to their channels. And if I haven't came to your channel, put a comment in this video so I can go to your video and sub to your channel, check out your content. And I always put in the comments, we here with the hands in the air. Now the people's champ, we here, baby. But basically, you see the title, self-explanatory. I need money. Shout out to How High, the movie, and I was inspired to do this because of a lot of people needing money. So when it comes down to it, it's very simple. Just gonna get right into it. This is pre-recorded, so like I said, for everybody coming in, hit the like button. If I'm not sub to you, you don't have a wrench, put it in the chat. You know, if I don't see you as much, I don't give wrenches to just everybody, but I try to stay to a point of giving wrenches to everybody. But, considering I see a troll in here, I don't want to give you the power of a wrench to, kind of ban somebody from my channel that's just coming over here. That's the only thing. But other than that, I try to get everybody wrenches so everybody can share their content. I'm not stingy with this because, we here for this. All right, so I'm going to get right into it. Starting off, if you need money, gambling is not an easy way to get money. I'm gonna talk about the ways of keeping money, the way the wealthy keep money, the way things you can avoid pitfalls. And gambling is not one of them. You got one out of a what million, one out of a billion chance of hitting that lottery, and people try all the time. Very few. I mean, how many times the lottery rolls through before you hit? Every lottery on Tuesday and Friday for the mega, and on Wednesday and Saturday for the Powerball. And then you have your local ones to where they happen every day. Cash three, to the surprise of people, Cash three drops, I think, four times. Cash three, four, and five. I think three, four, and five now. They got Cash three, Cash four, and Cash five now. I believe they drop three, I think, three to four times a day. And then you have the fantasy, then you have all or nothing. All the, like it got so crazy. I'm pretty much not even into the lottery like that no more. I play every once in a while. It's not the thing that's gonna make me rich. If it gets up to a large amount, and most people that's when they typically want to play when it gets to a large amount. And I think every time the lottery drops, it goes start from about 20 million, and then it increases by how many people play. So, be that as it may, you literally have to go probably within 2 months or more for people to start playing more because they see the money getting up there. Other than that, you just have the usual people. And just gambling your money like that, I see if you do it every once in a while. I see if it's a couple of dollars. But some people are religiously gamblers. They play every single day. And I talk to some of them, and they mostly say you will lose more than you win. When you win, it's just the payback of all the money that you've already been playing. So if you need money, gambling is not going to be your best option. That's the whole thing. You might go in there for the first time, never played a scratch off. You go in there, you spend $20. Out of that 20, you win $150. You're excited. And it's kind of compared to the people that say that drug dealers, I'm sorry, addicts who smoke crack and stuff like that. I've talked to a lot of people and heard that a lot of those people who do those drugs, They try to chase that first high because the first high was so impacted them. That's why they try to smoke to try to catch that first high. And that's what it is like gambling. You hit that big one on that first one, and then every single time you try to catch that. You know, I went to the casino one time and I hit for like $1,300. So it's cool, but I know my point. Like I play every now and then, but I know that hey, this gambling stuff is not gonna make me rich. So I steer away from that. I put so much in, and after that I walk away. You know. All right, let's keep going. The next one, impulse buying. If you need money, you try to put yourself in position to win. You know, impulse buying is one of the most horrible ways of doing things. They have a rule called the rule of six, to where if I think it's 6% of your income for the year or 6% for the month, I believe, whichever you prefer. But 6% of that money, if it costs more than that, at least wait a day to think about it. A lot of us are impulse buyers. We literally go, we see a car, we want that car. I remember I bought my wife this Toyota Camry. It was a used Toyota Camry. We was actually getting a tire fix, and there was a stem that kept reading on the tire. So they took the tire to the tire shop. Tire shop looked at it, fixed it for them, and I seen the name off the tag of the used car dealership. So I pulled it up on my phone and went directly to there, and I told them I want that car. They was like, "Well, you know how much that car costs?" I was like, "My wife liked that car, so I want that car." So I ended up getting that car. And the thing is, impulse buying, luckily on my end, that car wasn't that expensive, you know. And seeing that the other Toyota Camrys that they had out there, the features and stuff, it was a reasonable price. But that impulse buying, that's where it hits you in the pocket, because you just gotta have something, and you're not really doing any research, not really thinking about the option of maybe I can afford something better, maybe I can afford some with a cheaper rate. No, you're just buying because of the impulse and everything. So kind of stay away from impulse buying, because impulse buying will leave you broke. You know, you see a nice necklace, you see a nice ring, you see this nice outfit, you see a nice pair of shoes that came out. You know, back in the day, shoes were relatively, I think Jordans were around 120, 150. Now, Jordans are upwards of 250 to like almost $5,000. The throwback retros, they're going upwards of, I seen a guy trying to sell a pair first edition, I think 80, what was it? 85, 87 or something like that, almost something, 87, 90 pair of shoes, original, trying to sell them for $10,000. So you taking your money and just buying some on the impulse to look nice for the moment, it's gonna leave you broke. So if you need money, avoid impulse buying. All right, let's moving on to the next one. This is relatively simple and easy. Avoid fees. You know, if you need money, why are you giving money away? That should be something that people should focus on. If I need to obtain money to be rich or need money to, go on a trip, don't pay late fees. Don't pay your late fees. Make sure you pay your bills on time or late fees on your credit cards. Um, Avoiding overdraft fees. Those things add up. Overdrafting your account because you knew you didn't have the money, but you just gotta go back to the second one I just told you. Impulse buy something, and I'll overdraft and I'll pay it later. I get paid tomorrow. Something happens with your check, that's an overdraft. So rule of thumb, pay your bills on time. Try to avoid these overdraft fees, because if you need money, why are you steady giving money away for free? You know, Another thing, be mindful of your spending. When it comes down to it, don't sit here and overspent. You know, going back to the same thing with the impulse buying about overspending. You know, be mindful to the point where if you see the latest and greatest phone and you just bought one last year, why get another one? When I started the note process of me buying these Samsung notes, I believe I had the Note 2, the Note 3. I skipped a couple. I think I had the Note 6. I had the Note 8. And I recently kept my Note 8 all the way to the Note 20 came out. When the Note 10 came out, when the Note 9 came out, the 10 was the one that everybody was talking about was blowing up in people's pocket and stuff. I didn't get that one. Luckily I didn't. I was debating on it because I started saying I'm gonna start buying my phones every 2 years or I'm gonna start buying my phones every 3 years. But luckily I didn't get that phone. And then afterwards they came, I think, one or two more notes, then came the Note 20. So when I got the Note 20, I said, okay, I got this Note 20. I'm just gonna get one. I'm gonna get the Ultra. That's the best one because they came out in two versions that year. They came out with the regular Note 20 and they came out with the Ultra. The Ultra has better sound, more sound quality for the speakers. It had split screen. It had all kind of features. The pen, of course, with the Note. And I'm like, okay, this phone is gonna have me go for another couple of years. End up getting two notes because they had a special. So I bought one for my wife. She didn't like it, so I ended up keeping that phone. So technically speaking, I have two notes still, and one of them is in perfect good condition. Nothing's wrong with it. The other one, I think the back had the tempered glass. It's shattered. I just have to get that fixed on there. But other than that, still working good phone. And then to a point I don't have to buy another phone for another couple of years. Like right now, the Fold is out. I like the Fold. It's been about going on what 2 years right now, almost three. It's in a rotation of three now that I haven't got a new phone. So I like the Fold, but there's nothing wrong with this phone. It has all the latest features of all the phones that are coming out, the same capabilities of split screen and all this stuff. And I'm like, until they bring out a phone that you can actually use like a laptop, like the Fold, that's the only reason I might get the Fold. Other than that, I'm keeping this phone. Why do I need a new phone? You know, stop with the overspending. Think about your spending. Same thing with the clothes. If I go somewhere, why would I want to buy up a whole bunch of clothes and I have clothes? You know, to a point, if I see something on sale and I see something worth it because I have a couple of shirts with holes in them, yeah, I buy a different shirt. You know, to a point, if I know I'm, focused on business and I have to have more business attire, like three button up shirts that I always wear, casual, I'll buy me a cheap button up shirt, you know, casually. But the point of me going in there and buying $800, $1,000 worth of clothes every other weekend, I have clothes. I don't need them. Some things I might grow out of, yes, but other than that, why do I need more clothes like that? So, be mindful of your spending. Avoid, just overspending on things and buying things on impulse that you really don't need. All right, the next one, believe it or not, people always look at investing as stocks and bonds, things of that nature. But here's the thing, you need to avoid, you know, those if you're trying to get assets, pretty much as they call liquid, buy land. You know, if you're trying to gain generational wealth and you need money, real estate is one of the best overall, to take advantage of as far as assets because they're not controlled by the market. You know, I talk all the time about 401ks versus my IUL. Um, I talk about how I put the money in my 401k. Everything was good. I was pushing, bumping. You know, next thing you know, market, took a tip, I lost a lot of money. Now, granted, this is one of the things that I can say that's good about 401ks versus my IUL. You're putting money in your 401k through your job. If you need a small loan or something that can benefit you versus going to a bank, you can pull that money out quite quickly out of a 401k than the IUL. IULs have to mature over time. So I won't be able to touch my IULs at least about to 10 years, preferably. But when you're dealing with your 401k, depending on how much money you have in there, you could access it. You know, I've heard about people buying houses. Dave Ramsey always preaching against not touching your money, but you have people that I've been talking to on YouTube and so forth. They're going in there buying their houses with their 401k money. And that's a good thing because, that type of asset, it grows over time. Inflation, all this stuff adds up. You know, you have equity in your house. So that's a good purchase. So for people, stocks and bonds are okay. They're going off the market though. You might want to tend to look at other options as, real estate to better your portfolio when you're investing and you're trying to keep money. All right. When it comes down to it, just talked about the last one, not overspending when buying a house. Buying a house is great. Buying a house is one of the best options, in my opinion, to gaining generational wealth, to have something that can be passed down to your kids and the family, but buying a house that you can afford. I've told people before, our first house, me and my wife was talking about not overspending, buying a house that we can use off of one income to where if anything ever happens, if I lose my job, she lose her job, we can still afford that house on one income. Needless to say, if anything ever was to go wrong, I go get a part time, she can go get a part time, and we can still live in that house. Bills get paid, life still goes on. Now, let's go with the overspending. Now, don't get it twisted. There's a lot of agents, there's a lot of brokers. All these people, their main goal is to get you to spend money. You got to find an agent that's willing to push their other agendas aside for the greater good. And the greater good is to get you excuse me, into a house that you can afford. In my opinion, most agents don't have a conscience when it comes down to it. They make more money off of getting you to spend more money. So it's in their best interest to make you buy that $500,000 house when they know you only can afford 300,000. It's in their best interest. So having a good agent that works with you and not trying to force you to go up, it's always good to look for properties yourself right along with your agent so you know what you're dealing with, preferably the MLS at your local, in your area or in your state MLS website pretty much gives you the best rundown. I use HomeSnap. HomeSnap pretty much has it to where they're just off the MLS as well. They have to remove those houses within a month or two. Well, I'm sorry, within a week or two, just like the MLS, if the houses are sold. They're not like Zillow, Red Door, Fin, all these other places that tend to hold these houses for at least 6 months, and when you say that you want to buy this house, oh, I'm sorry, this house is sold, but we have another house that's available with the same, amenities. You wanted a pool, you wanted a garage, a detached garage. They have all. Avoid that. When it comes to you buying a home, understand, don't over budget. Don't deal with an agent that pushes you to your max. Stay within your means. Buy things that you can afford. Overspending on a house, Maintenance has to come up on that house. A lot of people talk about how bad the houses are with maintenance and things breaking. That's what home warranties are for. Get you a home warranty and it cuts down on some of that cost. Learning how to fix things yourself versus calling the plumber all the time, calling the electrician all the time. So I would advise people with electricians to actually look certain plumbing jobs. I advise you to get a plumbing. But if there's something small, like changing a handle on a valve, most of the time you don't have to change the whole valve. It's just the handle strip. You just unscrew it with a Phillip head. Take that take that handle off. Put another handle on there. Screw it back on. Sometimes you have leaks up under your sink. It might just be the seal is cracked. You just need to tighten it back up, or if not, change out the holes. See, these are small things that you can learn how to do. A lot of times we on YouTube for entertainment. Be on YouTube to actually learn something. I watch a lot of documentaries. I watch a lot of things regarding money, buying houses, savings. Watch a lot of saving budget channels. Shout out to Wanda Budget and Beyond, her channel. She does her walks every day, and she also talks about current events and budgeting. She has a lot of Nettie on her channel and a lot of other ladies. I can't think of the name right now that talks about budgeting and does the envelope challenges. I myself gonna get ready to do an envelope challenge. And another thing, and I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. This is the last thing. If you need money, be that as it may, cable is on the decline. So a lot of people don't watch much TV. You know, Granted, they said that 60% of rich people don't really watch TV. 60% of the rich, not if you're rich in general, 60% of them don't watch TV. And why is that? Because 60% of them, they value their time to be trying to make money versus watching TV. Same thing with video games. Majority of them don't play video games. When they get to a certain level, the video games get cut out because they have to focus on what? Making money. If I need money, there are times that me playing a video game for 30 hours, why not stream it and get paid for it? Kids are doing it all the time. You know, if you're watching TV, don't you know you will have somebody watch you while you're watching TV and laugh. They're gonna laugh at you laughing. They're gonna laugh at your everyday things that you normally do. So why not get paid for it? You know, if you need money, start a YouTube channel. Just do a daily blog of you doing certain things, and people are paying. People are watching. YouTube will pay you for it. When your sub count goes up, it starts off slow, but eventually it picks up. They say when it comes down to it, people that'll make at least around between 25 to 60% are the most avid TV watchers. Cable packages and all this, Netflix, on average, most rich people, they just keep a subscription, Netflix or Hulu or something like that because they're not avid TV watchers. They have something to where they want to watch a good show every now and then, break from the work, then that's their entertainment. They're not on a full-fledged 380 TV package deal where they pay every month. I know a guy, he says that he pays about $300 doing football, or 275, might as well say, doing football season every year. You get the football games, get these stars, get all these other TV shows, and he hardly ever watches them. Spends most of his time focused on, just watching sports, and that's it. And when it comes down to it, it's like he said he has channels he don't even use. One time he said he pulled up and he had the X channels and he was like, "How did this get on my subscription?" Called the company. They was like, "Well, when you bought this plan, This plan added that for an extra $10. He was like, but I didn't ask for that, so how can you just forcefully add something in my plan for an extra $10 without telling me? So he ended up ultimately getting that canceled out. But the thing is, pay attention to your finance. Know what your finances are. Know what you're doing, and think about things responsibly. If you need money, avoid spending money. Avoid all this extra stuff that you're doing, and going from there. And with that being said, people, I always say we here and we gone.